right, welcome back, Jag Nation. I'm here with Jags tonight on your own Purple Jag Media. I'm here again with Miss Maddison Kram. Hello.
Hi, guys.
We were just talking about your time in South Korea and doing this.
Oh.
Brings me to a point of conversation we were having the other day, which is anime. Uh-oh, we got a big anime freak.
Yes.
Right here and
Love
one
anime.
right here as well. What has been the worst anime you've ever seen?
Oh.
Where do I begin?
Honestly, it's very hard for me to say because if there's like one that I don't like, I don't watch it and I forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's probably been some, but you just don't hold that much weight in your heart for it.
If I had to say like maybe anime style that I dislike would have to be that CGI'd gaming animation.
Sure.
I'm not into it, and I know like it's a cheaper way to create animation and like they can do certain things with that, but you can tell there's just not as much time put into it, and it's not a scene by scene case with that animation. Yeah, so I like the hand drawn where it's like more, it's not like fluid motion. I don't like the gaming style look.
I know what you mean. There was I think it was a French anime that I watched when I was but a wee young Kevin, called Code Lyoko. I don't know if you ever heard of it. I don't think it was on Toonami.
Does he have the eye? Or am I thinking of a different code?
There was an eyeball in there
Yeah.
involved. Maybe two of them, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they were like a band of like school children, and they stumbled across this like machine and this ancient technology, and it would put them in like a video game.
Okay.
And they would each have, and there was like a girl, a pink-haired anime girl.
Yeah.
That, of course, that they had to like rescue. And it was kind of on a loop, like something awful would be happening. They would essentially almost die every episode until they got to this video game type thing and reset.
Okay.
But a French animation from the early 2000s, it was very odd. There was really big foreheads, and it would be just kind of a traditional anime style, and then when they go into the video game, it was really bad early CGI.
Okay.
I revisited it recently because I loved it as a kid, and then I was just like, I don't know.
It gets hard to watch some of the OGs or like some of the really old animations. Like I tried to get back into Naruto again after watching it like 5 times, and I've watched all the OGs like quite a few times. I've watched all of Bleach. I've watched all of Inuyasha. I've watched, because those were all the ones that were on Adult Swim when we were younger.
Yep. Good old Toonami, man. Sailor Moon.
Yeah, Sailor Moon.
Always a hit.
I actually never really got into Sailor Moon.
No?
I did not like her.
Yeah, she got kind of annoying. She was so clumsy.
And she's always crying, and I was just like, I was one for like strong female characters, and she was so annoying to me. Also, I know I might get a little bit, I might upset some people by saying this, but I'm not a fan of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, wow.
No.
Nevada, you don't like it either? No?
I don't think it's good. They take way too long to power up, and the way that they're posed, it makes me laugh every time, because I'm like...
You don't enjoy a fight scene that takes 20 episodes?
Well, they're posing like they're having issues.
They're having issues.
So it's like the loading sign is on them for at least 5 episodes, and I'm like, Naruto could have like kicked his butt in like 2 seconds. Yeah, so...
No, that's fair. I remember, it's one of those things, I remember liking it when I was younger, and I would see it come on Toonami.
Right.
But I never went back and revisited it. I'm sure it's fine. It's just a lot of those get so convoluted, following the plot lines over and over and over again. It's ridiculous. So thank you for your animus. That's a hot topic. And watch out, you're going to have some notes on your door.
Oh, maybe.
Because I still see some people. I'm glad it's still stuck around. It has staying power.
I had an anime club at my last school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was fun.
That's fun. How many people did you have in there?
Oh, goodness. At least like 40? It was a large club. I had to try and find someone to help me, but I couldn't. So I ended up having to have it in the gymnasium. And
that's awesome.
I would have a couple of anime artists come on and like show us how they do their animations.
That's so cool.
And my older brother is actually the Godzilla comic artist of America. So he helped with showing how he does his Godzilla animations and stuff.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Damn. Okay.
I didn't know that was his actual job up
Okay.
until like 6 years ago. I was like, oh, I thought that was just a hobby.
It's kind of one of those things, and you guys will get to it later on in your life. You'll be like hanging out with your friend group, and you'll have like people you see very regularly. And then if someone was just like, "So what does your friend do for a living?" You'll be like,
Oh gosh, I never
They
asked
have a
that.
job.
Yeah.
I know that they go to. I just have like a group of friends. We always go like hang out. And if you ask me what all of them did, I'd be like, I don't know.
That's how you know it's a good friend group.
Yeah, I know about all the coworkers they don't like.
Right.
But I can't tell you anything
100%.
else. Speaking of coworkers you don't like,
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
hold on.
Get to the real hot topics.
I just got here, y'all.
This has kind of been an amalgamation. Am I saying that right?
I have no idea.
Amalgamation. Anyone? Amalgamation. Words.
Yes.
It's been a combined effort for the 50th anniversary of LBJ High School.
Oh.
It was founded 50 years ago.
Wow, okay.
So I know you've just gotten here, and I know you've kind of seen the state of how everything's been. What do you think the next 50 years could look like here? What would you like to see happen?
More art around the school.
I think that's I
Yeah.
like that sentiment a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Because, I mean, I know it's probably because some walls have been, like, freshly painted and everything. But maybe, like, more places where artwork can be put.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, some art shows in the school.
That would be fun.
That would be really fun, really cool. Maybe even some contests. Yeah, like, not having to go outside of the school for these contests to be, like, participated in or created or something. Maybe we could have some like actual art contests within the school. I think also I actually just got somewhat permission on like creating mosaics
Oh, that would be sick.
on benches and things like that.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe having like some more more flow and creativity
Mhm.
in the future. I would hope with like the curriculum and everything where because I like to have my students have somewhat as many choices as they can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I mean, I do feel like that's very important in the art classroom is for them to have their creativity just come out in however they need it to.
Mm-hmm.
So, past that, maybe having in general, I feel like when it comes to the art realm in schools, we don't have everything as organized.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah, like who our coordinators are. We do have like a coordinator, but they kind of oversee almost all of the art teachers, which I feel like
That's
can be
a
a
lot.
lot on a person.
That's a lot,
Yeah.
especially if there's only like a few. doing
Right.
that.
So maybe having like more people overseeing the
Sure.
art department and like helping with getting in supplies and like warehousing and whatnot, so we can always have the materials that we need in our classrooms.
Right.
Yeah, and I feel like that's very important when it concerns like making sure our classes go smoothly and everything in the art room. But yeah, and maybe even like putting out there into the Austin ISD district, like all of the things that our students create.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe even, I think this would be a great idea for high schoolers, creating some kind of art show where they can sell their artwork.
That would be cool.
Yeah, and
I
maybe
like that
even
idea
getting
a
in
lot.
some curators to kind
Mhm.
of like tell them like what it is that you can do in order to put your artwork out there and to get it started for you to become an artist in the future.
Aw.
Yeah,
I love that. That's
so
a good idea.
some fun ideas.
That's a fun, big idea.
Okay.
We're only about big ideas
Yeah.
here. All right, before I let you go,
Mm.
I do have a hot topic.
Oh,
Call me The View, because I got hot topics.
okay.
God.
Okay.
I'm not on ABC. And you can feel free. We're not specifically talking about a specific person in general.
Okay.
How is your general opinion on the idea of separating an art from the artist?
I'm not quite. I don't understand.
So there's this idea that if someone does something bad, socially, politically, whatever, but they have art, they make music, they have painted something.
Okay.
That separation of can I, still disapprove of this person, but enjoy their art. You know what I mean? Like what I know a lot of people have misgivings about J.K. Rowling. and the Harry Potter books. So, stuff like that. How do you feel about that? I know I feel like it's more of a personal thing, but as an artist, how do you feel?
I feel like they can actually be pretty separate. Unless, of course, whatever it is that they are expressing through their art.
That's fair. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because if, they make an art piece and they're like, oh, this has to do with the bad thing that I did.
Sure.
I'm not going to like that piece.
Sure.
Like, oh my gosh, no, that's horrible. Now, if it's just like their own way of doing art, kind of like how Picasso would do his artwork, he always had a certain style.
Mm-hmm.
And it not like there was really any generalized, like, story behind each one. Sometimes there was, but sometimes it was just something that he observed and he would create it. He was good at his job, but he also had his misgivings.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to find someone that doesn't have misgivings.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm here, but,
Right. I'm sure we've both been there.
It's, it's a difficult question because, of course, it's like, well, what exactly did they do? Did they seem apologetic for it? Like, again, I think that idea of does it show up in their art is very particular as well. I
would give them maybe, like the artwork in itself, whatever is being produced, I would give that the attention it deserves. Sure. Now, will I maybe profit into it? Possibly not, because it won't be going towards the art, it'll be going towards the artist.
That's very fair, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be like, oh, you're a great artist, I just don't like you.
Yeah, so I'm not paying any money towards you.
Your artwork is absolutely amazing, but what you do with yourself outside of that, I'm not a big fan. So sure. I do feel like you can separate when it concerns that, and like I'm not gonna put any of like my money or like try and buy these pieces, but I can see like, oh, like it's kind of like if a person is like a bad person but they're handsome. I mean, they're handsome, but you can't.
I'm a terrible person.
Yeah, I see it.
I'm just kidding. Okay, I know I said that was the last one, but I actually do have one more because I love talking to artists. So that's why I talk to myself all the time.
Yeah.
I'm on one today.
Okay.
Mainly just because we were talking about color theory in my class earlier today, and we were using brands and logos about certain things. Do you think advertisements are art?
Yes.
Yes? How so?
So, whenever you do an advertisement, I actually started watching this show called Mad Men. And
big fan.
Oh, it's such a great show. It's just all about advertisement. You kind of, even though I know it's like just a show, it still kind of has a general basis on how advertisements are created.
Sure.
So, whenever you use the word creation, basically you're having to create some kind of art form. So you create a picture. And whenever you create a picture, you have to do all of these certain layerings when it pertains to creating this ad. It involves coloring. What's going to be the colors that pop out the most, that grab people's attention? Or what is the video that we have to create in order to get people's attention?
Sure.
There's like a whole creativity behind advertisement. So I do believe it is an art form in its own.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Oh.
Nah.
Okay.
Get another one today. I think that's all very fair points you're making. I don't believe there's a right or wrong answer to it. To me, making art is a way to not only express emotion, but to potentially elicit emotion in somebody else. To me, advertisements are eliciting emotion with the intent to sell you something.
True.
So I feel as if that kind of almost like malicious way in which they are creating art. Because I mean, there's some really beautiful graphic designs in art that just, again, at the end of the day are trying to sell me a product or sell me on a lifestyle or sell me on an idea. There was a really good, I think I'm going to actually try experimenting cutting things in and out on this episode. We'll see, I don't know.
Okay.
There was a really good advertisement for a game called Dead Island. That came out in like 2011, I want to say. And it was a really like stark, hardcore, like backwards, like animated sequence of this family getting attacked by zombies. And so like it starts with like a zombie child on the ground, like all like they had just fallen out, and then they're like floating up through the sky and going back to the hotel room, and they're fighting off, and it's pretty much the whole zombie attack but backwards. And then at the very end it was just like Dead Island. No real gameplay or anything like that. It's gorgeous. I think it won a lot of awards, but again, in my mind, you're just trying to sell me something. So is it art? I don't know. Did I go to an art gallery and be like, I need to buy products? Probably not.
if you go online, you'll see that they are for sale.
That's true.
So.
That's my terrible. Okay, I'll put my soapbox down. I promise.
That was all good.
That was good. Thank you. I want to thank my guest, Ms. Kram, for being here. Yay! Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
We got
Thank
some
you for
more
having
amazing
me.
stuff coming for you guys down the pipeline. We have one of our seniors, Nevaeh's back, who's behind one of the cameras right now. She was gone away while she was recovering, but she's going to be coming back doing some cool stuff for us, Miss Producer. So be sure to keep it here on Jag Media for that. Thank you guys for watching, and this has been Miss Maddison Kram one more time, our newest art teacher. Let's clap her out. Yay!
Thank you, guys.
Get out.
I was leaving on my own.
Good.